Then the 18 of Eddie Spires, and we're set to go with tonight's 50-lap feature. Here they come, working their way around turn number 4. We're ready to go, and they're underway.
As they blast down into turn number 1, it's Danny Grasso in car number 75, but look at the 44X of Fran Principi trying to track him down. Now Principi's going to try to work to the inside, but Principi's going to have to worry about the 7 of Gallo.
Ryan Schofield holding on to 4th, but here comes Jim Houghton on the outside, and Houghton takes that 4th spot away. Ted Riggett coming on strong in the 47. Off the turn they come. Grasso followed by Principi. Then it's Gallo and Houghton fighting for that 3rd spot. Jim Houghton way up in the marbles, loses some ground to Gallo.
Well, 2-time feature winner, car number 28 of Richie Gallup. He's going for 3 in a row now. He's got to fight his way up to the front. But speaking of the front, we may have a change for position as the 44 of Principi works to the inside. Here they come off turn number 4. It's Principi and Grasso side by side. Watching all that action going on, it's our 3rd place man, Big Jim Houghton. Then it's Dave Gallo, Brian Schofield, Riggett, and Papali as they work down the backstretch.
Off the turn, Jim Houghton taking over that 3rd spot. The battle now is for 4th between Gallo and Schofield. Here comes Brian on the outside, and the 09 takes that spot away. Into the turn, Tony Papali works up alongside Ted Riggett. Riggett trying to do some damage, but unable to get around Dave Gallo in the 7th car. Here comes Papali to give it another try.
Deep in the back, the defending champion Dan Avery, car number 10A. He works to the inside of Rene Dupree. Off turn number 4, he'll pick up that spot. But here comes car number 11, that's the Reg, as he's also on a march to the front. Back up front, it's car number 44X of Fran Principi, currently your leader. Then it's the 75 of Grasso. Now Big Jim Houghton's going to try to work to the inside of Grasso. Off turn number 2 and down the backstretch.
And Houghton has the position, and here comes Brian Schofield to do likewise. Schofield now runs in 3rd. Ted Riggett works to the inside of Gallo, and now Riggett has 5th place.
Well, our number 1 man in the points and our number 2 man are battling on the racetrack as they come off of turn number 4 for position. And that's the 04 of Barabee and the 79 of Tommy Jensen.
Good action there, and up front, it's now Ted Riggett working on the 75 of Grasso. Further up front, Schofield and Houghton battle for 2nd place. Principi way out in front with 38 laps to go.
Well, Richie Gallup just picked up another spot in car number 28, and it seems like he's one of the fastest cars on the racetrack at this time. He'll work it off at turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Eric Leclerc, tough break for him in car number 78 as he retires to the center of the infield. Battle shaping up for that 2nd spot. The Gentle Giant, the 09 of Brian Schofield, and car number 40 for Big Jim Houghton. As those two are side by side off turn number 4 and back down to the line. Watching that battle going on, it's the 47 of Riggett, and then way behind Riggett, it's the 67 of Papali.
Contact. Oh, Brian Schofield and Jim Houghton come together, and damages to both machines. Schofield did not appear to make heavy contact with the barrier, but we'll see what other damage may have been sustained. Brian works his way back into the infield. Sparks coming out of the back end of the number 4 car.
You can see, Raleigh, the 4 New York sparking as it goes down the backstretch. We'll have to keep our eye on that. Here they come. Back to the line. Green flag is out. We're back underway. As Principi will bring him down. Now looking to battle for 2nd is Tony Papali, car number 67, and the 47 of Ted Riggett battle down the backstretch. Right behind them, it's the 7 of Gallo and rookie contender, car number 75 of Grasso. But the man on the move at this time is car number 04 of Dave Barabee, as he'll look to take a position away from the 7 of Gallo as they work down the backstretch.
Side by side, Reggie Ruggiero and Richie Gallup. Now, Reg takes away that spot, and he'll work over the number 2X of Summers. And Avery running strong. Now dives in under Dan Grasso. He'll try to move up a notch, and he does. He'll set sail now for Dave Gallo in the 7th car. Here we go. Right now, Avery running in 6th place.
Further on back, car number 9, Rene Dupree now. She looks to the inside of Scott Walker. Off turn number 4 to pick up a position. Back up front, it's now Riggett to the inside. And then the 44X to the outside is now Riggett. Will try to make a move off turn number 4. Watching all that going on. It's a 67 of Papali. But here comes the 04 of Dave Barabee. He's currently 4th as we got a caution problem, turn number 4.
Wade Cole involved with Dan Grasso in that one. You can see Grasso was dropping off the pace as a tire was going soft. Now it's gone. And as he spun, he caught up with Wade Cole. We're ready for the restart. Can Fran Principi hold that lead, or will Ted Riggett take over the top spot? The green flag is out, and here we go. Tony Papali, very smart move on the restart. Works his way under Ted Riggett. The battle is on for second place behind Principi.
Another car on the move. It's car number 10A of Dan Avery now. He's going to try to work to the outside of Gallo off turn number 4 to pick up that spot. Another car number 04 of Barabee now. He's got his eye set on the 67 of Papali as they work down the backstretch. Back up front, your leader, car number 44X of Fran Principi. Then it's the 47 of Riggett, Barabee, Papali, Avery, Ruggiero, and Gallo.
And the heavy hitters really surfacing now. Here comes the Reg right on Avery's bumper. Off the turn they come as they work on Papali, and Avery now runs in 4th place. Off the turn, the Reg will also overtake Papali, and now it's the Reg in 5th. Here's a bid by Riggett. No, sir. Principi shutting the door that time. Here they come again. Principi likes to run that high side, and he really gets up high. And let's see what Riggett will do about that. Here they come. Principi holding on. Coming up to the halfway mark.
That's right, Raleigh. Once they come back down to the line, this time it's going to be 25 down and 25 to go. With Fran Principi, your leader, Dave Barabee starts to close in on our second place. Man car number 47 of Riggett, but also the car on the move. It's car number 11 of the Reg. Further on back to 67 of Papali. And that red machine as he works off turn number 4, currently 6th on the field. Then it's Gallo, and Gallo back up front. It's still Principi showing the way here. As Barabee now tries to work to the inside, and now Ruggiero is going to try to work to the outside of Barabee.
Down the backstretch, and the Reg now edges past Barabee and into 4th place. Principi still the leader with 22 laps now remaining. Here comes the Reg going to his favorite low groove. Tries to get under Avery, not quite that time. Here they come at the line. Still Avery holding third, but the Reg inching closer. Down the backstretch, almost side by side.
Currently in the 10th spot, it's car number 79 of Tommy Jensen. He's our number 2 man in the point standings. But right now, Ruggiero and Avery putting on a whale of a battle for that 3rd spot. And looking on, it's car number 04 of Dave Barabee. But back up front, it's car number 44X of Fran Principi, with Riggett currently 2nd.
Here's the Reg in for another of his late race victories. We shall see. He's got 2 Cup competitors ahead of him. Principi still holding on tenaciously. Riggett, then the Reg, Avery, and Barabee. Here they come. The Reg back to the inside now. And Riggett decides to work the low groove on our leader.
Well, Riggett's going to try to make the move to the inside. He sees Principi keep going higher and higher and higher, and Riggett wants to slip his international auto body machine to the inside. But Riggett's going to have to watch out for the 11 of Ruggiero, because Ruggiero is breathing down his back. Here they come off turn number 4. Now Riggett will get up almost to the door handle with the 44X of Principi.
Principi really enjoying a great run for himself, win or lose, no question. Here he comes, still holding on with 14 laps now to go. And now the Reg and Riggett are side by side as the Reg will now put the pressure on Principi from behind.
Well, you got to wonder, Raleigh, could something happen there as Ruggiero and Riggett side by side battling for that number 2 spot? And right now, I'll tell you, car number 44X of Fran Principi is doing a great job of holding off 2 of these competitors off.
Absolutely. When they hit the line, it'll be just 11 to go, and the field in front of them getting the wave to move on over. Here they come, the top 3 on a roll, and Dan Avery still a part of that picture, with Dave Barabee right behind him.
Well, Raleigh, they're going to start to come into some slower traffic. That could play a big part of this one before it's all said and done. Now Riggett may have the advantage coming off turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Riggin could be your new leader. Spin on the front stretch. The 18 of Spires goes around, and the caution will come out on lap number 40, which is 10 laps remaining.
Laps for sure. Single file is the story, which gives a little bit of an edge to Principi. Whoops, caution flag out. The pack. Here we go. There's the green. Uh-oh. Contact.
As now these cars are just all over, bumping and banging as we are under green. No, now the caution comes back out.
Start. Our officials keeping an eye on the back of the field for that green flag. There it is.
Here they come, rolling back down to the stripe. It's Principi in command. Riggin second, Ruggiero third, Avery is fourth. It's still anybody's race as they work down the backstretch. Verity currently is in the fifth spot with Papali sixth. Here they come now. Riggin trying to make a move to the inside. He'll try to put that International Auto Body Marks Auto Parts in that number 1 spot as they work off turn number 2. Problem. Car number 75 of Grasso retires to the center of the infield with a problem on that machine. Back down to the line. It's gonna, caution is out for a spin off of turn number 4.
Scott.
Bumper to bumper auto parts, quality parts, and professional people. Well, we're going to have to see if there's going to be any bumper to bumpers right here. As here they come off turn number 4. Green flag is out as we're back underway. Principi leads them down. Riggin now trying to make that move one more time to the inside. Let's see if Ruggiero now, he'll go to the outside. What's going to happen? Off turn number 4, it's still Principi. Riggin now is side by side, but Ruggiero is right in the thick of things as well.
Principi fighting to hold on to that top spot, but Riggin also very much in control, side by side when they hit the stripe. 7 laps to go. This is, folks, is what it's all about. Modified racing at its very best.
Well, the Reg now will try to make the move to the outside to take away the spot from Riggin, but Principi still doing a great job holding off the 47 of Riggin and the 11 of Ruggiero. Currently 4th, it's Avery, and 5th is Verity.
Now just 5 to go. Riggin and the Reg fighting behind our leader. How will this one all turn out? Wow, hang on. Here they go with 4 laps now remaining, and Riggin again moving closer to that top spot. Down the backstretch they go. Meanwhile, Dave Verity is challenging Dan Avery for the number 4 spot. It's now Riggin and Principi even at the line. The Reg trying to find a way around these two, can't do it. It'll be 2 to go when they hit the line, and Ted Riggin is now the man in the lead, but here comes Principi fighting back. What a great run for Fran. Here we go, down the backstretch. It'll be white flag time. At the line, it'll be Riggin with an ever so slight lead. Final circuit. Here they go, down the backstretch. Hang on. Who's it going to be? On your feet, here they come. And Fran Principi gets his first win ever. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you saw modified racing at its very best, and Fran says, well, I'll give the show folks a little extra show. How about a little spin and smoke?
There's no question about it. That has to be one of the most exciting wins in the history of Riverside Park Speedway. It is a family operation. They have come to Riverside year after year, week after week, and for the very first time, he has led as many laps as anybody here at Riverside. But Fran Principi has secured his first ever victory, and no one can ever say that they gave him the win, because he earned it right down to the wire, and you could hear the fans in the grandstand going, hold on, Franny, one more time. Mike's seeing Franny to give him the checker, and he's going to take the victory lap.
Well, you won't find a happier group of folks than the folks connected with the Principi team. Ben, no question about it, Fran is a very stoic, quiet man, never says much at all. His expression never seems to change, but you can bet he's got to be bubbling and bursting inside.
Yes, sir. It is another one of those Cinderella stories. There's his dad coming through the center of the X. They have dreamt about this day. They have tried week after week, night after night. And Fran Principi Jr. sets in victory lane for his very first career win. And ladies and gentlemen, he's getting out of the automobile. Let's give him a nice round of applause as he is still probably a little bit starry-eyed over all of that. There he is, his first career victory.
How about that?
I'll tell you, an emotional victory lane down here as the crew and his father and everybody gives a hug. And our second place man, Teddy Riggett, gives a shake hand as well, as we're going to talk to Fran Principi, his first time ever visiting victory lane here at Riverside Park Speedway. Fran, come right up here and talk to me. Tell us about your first ever victory. And I'll tell you, it wasn't easy because you had two of the best competitors, Teddy Riggett and Reggie Ruggiero, right there chomping at the bit.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. I don't know. We're usually our car's usually good for only half the race, and we changed some stuff. And tonight it was there. You know, it ran great.
At any time, were you worried about Teddy or Reggie?
No, I mean those guys. Teddy's he's such a clean runner, you know, and you know nothing's gonna happen. You know, you can just run as hard as you can, and you know he's gonna cut you some slack and all.
Well, like Ben had mentioned, Ben has seen a lot of races here, and like he said, this has got to be one of the most exciting races he's ever seen in the history here at Riverside Park.
Yeah, I just wanted to think, you know, our whole team's a real underrated team. You know, it really is. We run pretty good for a bunch of, you know, little Buckeyes and stuff.
A lot of people you want to thank?
Too many. I'll forget too many. Precision Automotive, they just build the greatest engines, and Newtown Exxon. I don't know. There's just so many.
Now that
my crew, the crew chief Bob, the whole Craig crew, Craig, my dad, everybody, the whole family.
Now that you got that first win, you think the rest of them will come easy?
I hope these victory lane speeches come easier than the wins. I don't know.
Well, that will come in
I
time.
just don't know what to say. Just thanks to everybody. They know where they are.
Well, we also like to thank the good folks at Bumper to Bumper Auto Parts. We'd also like to thank Budweiser Beer and NASCAR. And how about one more round of applause for Fran Principi Jr. taking down his first ever NASCAR turn type win right here at Riverside Park Speedway. We'll send it back upstairs.
Well, there's no question about it. Kind of told it all in victory lane. He said, well, hope victory lane comes easier in this speech than the next win will come, and what a deserving victory it was. You know, it isn't over, and the foundation of NASCAR Winston Racing Series action comes right down to what you just saw. It's the best of short track competition that builds the foundation of a great racing business, and that's what the NASCAR Winston Racing Series is all about. Raleigh, if you give them the official finish, please.
Absolutely, Ben. For Fran, that elusive first win now in the books. Finishing second, Ted Riggett with a great run. Third place goes to the Reg, also displaying a great effort tonight in car number 11. Fourth to the 10A of Dan Avery, then the 04 of Dave Barabee. Sixth place to Tony Vipali in the 67, followed by the 28 of Richie Gallup. Then it was the 7 of Dave Gallo. Tom Jensen finishes 9th in the 79, followed by the 2X of Rob Summers. 11th place to the 18 of Eddie Spires, followed by Rene Dupuis in 12th place in car 90. Then it was the 73, the 71, then the 09 of Brian Schofield finishing 15th. Then it was the 94 of Marty Leary, 34 of Scott Walker, 75 of Dan Grasso, 33 of Wade Cole, 4 New York of Jim Houghton, the M6 of Chris Kopech, and the 78 of Eric LeClaire.